Hello, welcome to Dee's Veggie-tales. My name is Deidre and this is a vegetarian cooking channel. Today I'm gonna make the recipe that I'm gonna share with you is a pizza, which is a very simple pizza, not too many ingredients to it. It's called a Spinach Alfredo pizza with roasted tomatoes. So now we're gonna get started. First of all, you need a pizza pan, a round pizza pan. It's like a 12-inch one. This is a recipe for a 12-inch. First, we're gonna go with olive oil. We're gonna put a little oil on the pan, probably about a tablespoonful. And we're just gonna spread it all over the pan. This is gonna help really brown that crust when we spread the dough out. This is a simple recipe. We're gonna already use a pre-made dough from our local supermarket here. And so I'm gonna just coat this pan real good with virgin olive oil. You may have your own homemade dough that you may prefer, but here we're just gonna spread this out. And we're just gonna work this. I took this out of the refrigerator just to let it sit for a good hour, kind of get to room temperature so it's easier to spread out. I'm not one of them ones that know how to swirl it up in the air and throw it up in the air. You got professionals who can do that. I'm just trying to make it simple for you. Okay, now I'm gonna just set this to the side. Whatever type of tomato you want to use. If you want to use a bigger tomato, you can. Now these cherry tomatoes, I like cherry tomatoes. They're a little sweeter than regular tomatoes. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut them in half. And I'm going to season them and put them in the oven and let them roast for about 20 to 25 minutes. Some seasoning, salt, pepper, and some garlic, and some olive oil. So with this 1 pound of tomatoes, you just need a half a teaspoon of salt. Or according to your taste, you can adjust it according to your taste. Usually about probably 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, but I'll just sprinkle that in there. But just give you some kind of measurements to start with. Some garlic, about 1.5 teaspoons, and a tablespoon of olive oil. I'm gonna just mix that and really coat them cherry tomatoes really good. My oven has preheated. It's at 400 degrees that you cook this at. And cook it for about 20 to 25 minutes. I'm gonna put this on the pan. Just spread it out on one layer. Okay, we're gonna put this in a preheated 400-degree oven. We're back. The roasted tomatoes are done. I just took them out the oven. It took probably about 25 minutes to roast them. So now we're gonna assemble the pizza. The first thing we're gonna put on it is Alfredo sauce. This is probably one of the best Alfredo sauce, classico, which is a roasted garlic sauce to put on it if you don't make your own. So I'm gonna spread some of that on the crust. I say probably about, you determine how much you want on there. I'm gonna say probably about a cup. This here is like a 15-ounce jar, but I'm not gonna use the whole jar. And we're just gonna spread that over it. Okay, the next thing is I have some spinach here, and we're just gonna put these on top here. If you can, don't try to overlap them. All right, now we're gonna put the roasted tomatoes on it. Just put it down, let's drop it down there. And I set the oven to 450 is what we're gonna cook this piece of pie on. Now we're gonna put, I'm gonna say probably about a third cup of Parmesan cheese, shredded Parmesan cheese. I'm just gonna place it over there. And then last, I'm gonna put some mozzarella cheese on here, or whatever type of cheese you like. I say probably a little bit more than the Parmesan cheese. I'm gonna say probably maybe a cup. I like mine's a little cheesy. So we just put that over, but you kind of see what you like. You may not like a lot of cheese, and just put maybe a half a cup. All right, and I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of Italian seasoning over it. All right, and I'm gonna put it in the oven. The pizza is done. It took probably around about 15 minutes for it to cook in the oven at a 450 degree. Once I took it out, then I let it sit for about 5 minutes, just so everything can kind of settle down. And now I'm getting ready to get into it. So I'm gonna cut it. This here will yield you probably about 8 slices at the most, to where you can get a good hearty slice. All right, let me take a slice out. Now, time for the taste test. That's good. You can really taste the sweetness of the cherry tomatoes, and they're juicy. The spinach, the cheese, the Parmesan cheese just gives a good flavor. This is really good. Let me take one more bite. You really have to try this recipe. Spinach Alfredo pizza. It's very easy. I mean, you saw me put it together and assemble it, and it doesn't take much ingredients. I think you will really enjoy it. Also, your family will enjoy it too. Thank you for joining us here at Dee's Veggie-tales. Remember to hit like, subscribe, and if you'd like to leave a comment, please do so. Thank you. Bye-bye.